Hello from Les, retired and living the dream in Thailand. Today's video I'm going to talk a little bit about driving in Thailand. Thailand is probably one of the most dangerous places to drive in Asia. It's ranked sometimes number one, sometimes number two, but here we are in January and the statistics have just been released by the Thai government, and just for the 7 days of madness they call it for the New Year, Christmas and New Year celebration, there was 463 deaths on Thailand's roads in them 7 days. So far this year there's been over 11,000 deaths in total for a year. Majority of these deaths are caused by motorbikes, speeding, drink driving, wearing no helmets. If you're going to drive in Thailand, make sure you have a license to drive a motorbike. It's not easy to drive a motorbike here in Thailand. There's so many things that the driving conditions here are atrocious in comparison to the countries that you're probably from. It's silly that you can go and get a motorbike, a big powerful motorbike or a scooter. You just show up, pay a deposit and away you go. They don't even care whether you've got a license or not. The police, if they stop you, if you have no license, they'll just find you, maybe it's 300, 400, 500 baht and you're allowed to go on your way. Crazy, crazy. I've been to many places where people have just been getting a motor scooter and they crash you within 10 or 15 yards because it's like a twist and go, and they just twist it all the way around, gives all the revs to the engine and they fall off it. If you're that inexperienced, you shouldn't be driving a motorbike or a scooter in this country. The wearing of helmets is... so many people don't wear helmets over here. Again, the government say 100% of the time you've got to wear helmets, but you see the people driving around here with no helmets on. It's crazy that people do that. If you have a motorbike, you're going to bang your head against the road if you fall off. So motorbike helmets are there to protect you. It's nice driving around with the wind going through your hair, yes, but you fall off that motorbike and you're gonna die for sure. 41% of the accidents in that mad 7 days were by motorbikes and people not wearing helmets. So 43% of the people who died were on motorbikes. Transportation here. Transportation routes around Thailand is very, very good. There are many different ways, trains, minivans, private taxis to get you from A to B. I would probably say the most dangerous part of getting from A to B is going in the minivans. Now the minivan drivers, I think they're all ex-Formula One race drivers. They just drive far, far too fast for the road conditions. They have up to 14 people. That's what they're supposed to have, but sometimes they go there with 15 people fully laden up with luggage. And they're just crazy drivers. So my advice to anybody that's travelling from A to B, thinking about taking a minivan, is don't. You're much safer on public transport, the blue buses or the A-class coaches. Pay a little bit more money to go on the proper A-class coach. You get bigger seats, more comfort. It's slower, yes, but you'll get there a lot safer than you would do with a minivan. Also, if you can pay a little bit more, go by taxi, private taxi. But even then with the taxi drivers, some taxi drivers are crazy. I know me and my wife were going on holiday and we got with this taxi driver in Bangkok, and he was taking a selfie photograph with us in the back of his car and trying to put it on Facebook whilst he was driving. Okay, it was slow traffic going through Bangkok at the time, But he was still trying to post it on Facebook whilst he was supposedly driving us to the airport. My wife obviously is Thai, she yacked him, and he said, well, this is what I do to all my customers. I put all my customers on Facebook. He said, it's a thing that I do. But my wife told him not to do it. So I've given talks on driving in Thailand to the expats club in Pattaya, and for drink driving, people ask me the question, what is the safe amount to drink and drive? And my answer is, as always, none. Don't drink and drive at all. So many people here drink and drive because if you get stopped by the police, it's corrupt here. You just pay the police a fine and they'll let you drive on the motorbike whilst you're still drunk. Carry on home if you pay them a little bit of money. Same with people in cars. It's sad to see that that's how it works over here, but it does. If you have enough money, you can pay yourself out of almost every situation. So, but my advice is don't drink and drive. You need your wits about you when you're driving the roads here. Over here they drive like they do in England, on the left hand side of the road, and people are supposed to overtake you on the right hand side of the road, but they don't. They overtake you wherever they can. If you're in the middle lane of a three-way lane motorway, they'll overtake you on the left, on the right. If you're on a dual carriageway, they'll try and overtake you on the hard shoulder, just to get past you, because that's what they want to do. Majority of Thai people, if they do take the lessons and they learn how to drive, their lessons are in a compound, a walled compound, and they never even get into second gear half the time. A lot of the time is manoeuvring. That's how they learn how to drive. And then they do a test, and then they're allowed to go out on the main road, never having been on a main road before taking their test. And then they are there with a license, then they go on the motorway. For me, one of the biggest dangers over here are U-turns. You can be on a fast-going motorway or a dual carriageway doing like 90 kilometers an hour is their speed limit on dual carriageways, and then you do a U-turn. So you're doing a U-turn onto the opposite carriageway of people doing 90 kilometers an hour. How dangerous! The lorries are doing the U-turns. A very, very slow moving lorry is crossing the path of another carriageway right in front of you. So be aware that these U-turns are, I don't know how far apart they are, whether there's a set distance, but they're everywhere. If you're overtaking cars on the right hand lane, you can come across standing traffic that are waiting to go in a U-turn. Just be very, very aware. If you're coming over here with your license, get an international driver's license, because you'll need one of them over here, because again, that's another finable offence if you don't have an international driver's license. They'll fine you 400 or 500 baht, and then away you go. You're just driving along again. So, drivers, beware. If you're going to rent a motorcycle or a motorbike or a scooter, take lessons in your own country before you come over here. Think 2, 3, 4 times before you make a decision to rent a motor scooter. You'll see accidents every single day here on motor scooters. Don't drink and drive when you're on a motor scooter or a car. Always wear your helmet, because if you don't wear your helmet, you're a fool. It's going to happen. 13-year-old boy lost his life the other day racing on his scooter. 13-year-old racing with his friends, fell off his motorbike, broke his neck, died. So, take care. Thailand is a beautiful place to enjoy. The countryside is beautiful. Just be aware of everybody and all the surroundings around you. So from Les, retired and living the dream in Thailand, be careful. See you on the next video.